welcome co-host.
Hi everybody, it's me, Pearl.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So what are we doing today?
Today we will be making some Mediterranean chicken.
Yes. And here we have our Cornish hen. And we're talking Mediterranean because we're going to use ingredients that you find in a Mediterranean style diet. We're going to use lots of olive. As you can see, I have stuffed olive with pimiento.
We use a lot of pine nuts and also some raisin.
Yes, and of course you can tell Mediterranean without talking about couscous. And as you can see, we're going to be cooking our chicken stuff with couscous. And this is Moroccan style couscous. So it's basically wheat semolina and it's cooking less than 5 minutes. No more than 5 minutes.
Yes, it's a very quick source of carbohydrate.
Yes, and also to spice up our chicken, we have some fresh herb here and some spices that Pearl is going to
So we have some paprika,
yes.
We have some Italian seasoning, also some salt. This is called tamarind syrup,
yes.
a substitute that more people would probably have in their house. We can also use honey as a glaze to give our chicken a nice brown color.
Yes.
And then here we have some mixed chicken seasoning.
Yes. And now we always love our fresh herb, right? So we're going to use this mostly for garnishing because we want to serve our chicken with tomato, rainbow tomatoes, okay, salad, yes. So we're going to use this chive, sage, and basil for garnishing. So guys, let's get cooking when we come back.
Welcome back, guys. Now we will be putting our spices onto our chicken.
Yes, and so I'm just going to go ahead
and mix everything on this plate.
Yes, and when it comes to spices, we have 2 chicken. This is for a family of 4. You use how much spices you really need, right?
Yes.
And so it doesn't really matter.
You don't want to be wasteful.
Yes, some people use more spices than others. Here I have basically 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And then for the mixed chicken spices, I'm going to use about 4 because this one, I think I need a little bit more. 3 and 4. Good. And you know, with the Cornish hen, you don't want to put too much spices because you really want to use your garnishing more.
Now
so
for the
1,
paprika, 1,
2, 3.
3.
Yes, and this is
3
great.
and about 3.5.
Yes, this is great.
And then we're going to have our black pepper.
Yes. Let's put some black pepper here, and then we'll put some on the chicken too. Okay.
Yes.
Great. And now we are going to mix it and rub our chicken. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
And of course we can get in there with our hands because we have gloves.
Yes.
Make sure when you clean the chicken to be wearing gloves.
Yes. And I cut a little bit, you know, like you cut the skin so you can put the spices right inside. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. And don't forget. And a lot of time if I have lemon, I will also use lemon, but today I didn't have lemon. This is Invision Hope Healthy Living. So you use what you have available at home. Okay guys, now we have already rubbed our chicken and this is the final step before we put into the oven. We have heated our oven at 400 degrees, but when we put this in the oven,
we're going to lower it to about 350 around that area.
Yes, and we'll cook for about 50 minutes. It takes about an hour to cook these 2 chicken. And from time to time, you have to remove it and baste it a little bit with some spices or the leftover juice that is coming down. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. So I'm just going, before we do that guys, I'm going to layer the pan with a little bit of garlic to give it more flavor. So, but this is optional. Some people do and some people don't. And then I'm going to use some onion
to give some flavor.
Yes, and you know, when I finish with this, there's always going to be a little bit of juice.
You can use it for many different things.
Yes, and this is about one medium-sized onion, guys. And so I'm going to put it there.
You don't have to eat all of this onion because this is quite a lot, but it will give our chicken some flavor.
No, you have to eat all these onions. This onion is good for you. It's good for your health. Great. And I'm just going to put it here. There you go. And our chicken is ready to go into the oven. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. Now, we're just going to put a little bit of sage. I love sage into my chicken. You know, when I bake the chicken, it gives it a lot of flavor. So stick that in. And then we'll have a little bit on the side here. Great.
Perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. And final,
some olive oil.
Yes. We're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, guys. And then when we start cooking, at the end, maybe the last 10 minutes, that's when we put a little bit of honey.
Or
just to
our
caramelize.
tamarind syrup.
Yes. So this one, just drizzle it a little bit and bring it everywhere. Yes. And olive oil is olive oil, right?
Yes.
This is part of the Mediterranean diet, and this is good for you. But I try not to put too much, so I think this is good.
This will
guys.
also help it brown.
Yes. As you can see, our chicken is ready, and we're going to put this into the oven at 400 degrees, but we're going to lower it down now.
For about 50 minutes or so.
Yes.
Hey guys, now we will be making our tomato salad.
Yes, we want to serve our chicken with cherry tomatoes. They are in season right now, guys, and these are delicious, nutritious, and so this is great for a healthy lifestyle, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to be doing cutting the tomatoes.
And I will be making our balsamic vinegar sauce.
Yes, and remember, I already washed these tomatoes. You always want to make sure you wash all your vegetables and you wash your hands. Yes.
So
go ahead.
So Hope will be cutting the cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
So I have some balsamic vinegar I'm going to add into our bowl.
Yes.
Very good. And then I'm going to also add some onion.
Yes. And this was maybe a quarter of a cup, so that's great. So it all depends. This is about 3 or 4 cups, so this is great. And I'm just going to cut them in half.
Now we're going to add some garlic in.
Yes.
We love our garlic. We also put some on our chicken.
Yes.
So this is about 2 tablespoons of garlic.
You mean teaspoon?
Teaspoons, yes.
Okay, great.
And now we have our spoon here, and we just want to break
You have to look into the
We want to break up our onion a little bit while we are mixing it in, so we can get some of our juices.
Yes, when you break
and
it,
our flavor.
yes, it releases some juice. Great job. Okay.
We might add some additional sauce later if we need to.
Yes.
So, yes.
And don't forget that the tomato has a lot of juice, so we might not even need additional sauce. This is a very simple salad, guys, but let me tell you, it is delicious.
It's more of just some vegetables tossed up together, but yes.
Yes.
We
And
also are
you want to
adding
toss
some
it.
olives
Yes. And now,
and the rest of our onion.
yes, you want to toss it gently so you are not,
Kind of fold
so we're not losing
so
the
we're not,
juice. Good.
smashing our tomatoes either. Hey guys, now we're at the stove and we will be basting our chicken.
Yes, so it's been about 45 minutes, so it's time for us to baste the chicken, and then we're going to put it in the oven for maybe 10 to 20 minutes again, okay?
Yeah.
It's looking great. So this is what you do. Ooh, so just baste it just grab some of that juice from the chicken and then baste it very well. If you want to brown, and this is what I do, I'm going to use the tamarind, but if you don't have the tamarind concentrate, you can use honey. Yes, and this is going to give you that grilling effect. We're going to put this into the oven, back in the oven, and then we're going to make our couscous, right?
Yes. Now we will be making our couscous.
Yes, and to make our couscous, we already heated our pan with some water, so it's boiling. Yes, 1.5 cup, and
here we have 1 cup of orange juice.
Yes.
As you can see, to give our couscous some flavor.
Yes. And now I'm going to put a little bit of salt, but really just a pinch of salt, right? Yeah. We don't need too much of that. And the same thing with olive oil, just a little bit.
About 1 teaspoon.
Yes.
So
1 or 2 teaspoons. That's it for now. And because I'm going to put my orange juice, I'm going to go ahead and put the couscous first. So we have 2 cups of couscous. Usually it's 1 cup of couscous, 1 cup of water, okay?
Yes.
So here we have 2 cups, but remember we also have the orange juice.
Which will make it 2 cups of liquid.
Yes. So here it's about 1.5.
So now Hope's just stirring it up.
Yes. And usually you stir it and then you completely reduce the fire. I'm gonna put it to very low and let it for a few minutes before I put the orange juice.
Now we will be adding our orange juice to our couscous.
Yes.
And fluffing it up.
Yes. And right now, because it's been a minute, but I completely turned it to very low, right? And some people can actually turn it off. Once you put the water, stir the couscous real quick, and you can just put the lid back on and turn off the fire, okay? Yeah. And this is 1 cup of orange juice. I'm going to put half first.
So as you can see, she put about
half a cup.
2/3 in. We have a little less than half a cup left.
Yes, and so that's about it for this. And this is great. And if you look at our couscous, you know, when I fluff it, even though I just put the orange juice, you can see that the grain
absorbed it
so quick. Yes, and you can see the grain are separating very well. I like to eat couscous with just a little bit sauce. I'm so used to sauce, you know, growing up in Africa, everything that we made, most of the time had some sauce. So this is what we're going to do. I got this sun dried. If you have noticed, I don't use a lot of canned, you know, in my product in my cooking, because we try to eat healthy. So as much as possible, buy, you know, raw food and then you cook it at home. But these canned tomatoes, it is great. And you know, tomato is very rich in nutrients. And there's particularly one nutrient, it's a fancy word that maybe you don't need to know, but it's called lycopene. And lycopene is very important in your diet. And then I'm just gonna heat it a little bit. And we're not gonna use all this oil, even though it's olive oil, but I'm mostly interested in the sun-dried tomato. Okay, and so when we come back, we are going to present our plate.
Now we will be serving the food.
Okay guys, we have come to the end of this show, right?
Yes.
And look at the result. If you are mindful of, you know, healthy eating, this is the way to go, guys. Mediterranean diet, full of poultry or fish or seafood, lots of vegetable and fruit, and then of course you have lots of nuts in the Mediterranean diet, right?
Yes.
Mediterranean diet. So this is what it is, and now I'm going to cut a big piece for you. Like I said, this was 2 Cornish hens for a family of 4, because usually I just try to split in the middle, but if Pearl thinks that is too much, then we're going to split it in half again, and so you can eat maybe some of it tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yes, I'll have the wing.
Yes, so let's just give her half of it. Good. There. Ooh, that's a good piece. Guys, as you can see, this looks delicious, right?
Yes, and it's all mine.
Yes.
Yummy.
And so do not hesitate to try this Mediterranean recipe at home. Look at this. Look at the salad. This is gorgeous. Not just appealing by the color, but the flavor, guys. It is awesome. And now, Pearl, would you like a little bit of couscous, or this is great?
I think this is good.
Okay, great. Can you see her plate? And you can put in any garnishing. Maybe you want a little bit more basil. This is great. And you can show him your plate. Great. And I'm gonna have a piece myself. So this would be for an adult if I were to serve this for my cameraman. Well, he's not an adult, but I'm sure he's soon going to be an adult, right? Okay, after maybe 5 years. Okay guys, so I'm going to serve this with a little bit of couscous on the side. And the choice of nut or grapes is really your choice, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to eat with nut or raisin, you can choose to do that. And I'm going to put a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes right here, as you can see. This is for my camera guy. Great. And I'm going to put a little bit of salad on the side. He loves salad. This is great. Would this be enough, camera guy? Great. And let's put some garnishing right here. Always think garnishing, guys.
We want lots of garnishing.
Yes, he loves basil, so I'm gonna stick a little bit under the wing. Great. And we can also put a little bit of chive. He loves chives. Okay? Great. And do not hesitate to try this at home, guys. As you can see, this is healthy, nutritious, and let's taste it. And please do not hesitate to subscribe to our channel so we can produce more content like this one, right?
Yep, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and click that notification bell down below so you know when we post new videos every single time. Now it's time for the taste test.
Yes, can you wait for me? I'm going to have a little bit here. And I would like to have some sun-dried tomato with mine. Great. And so, do not hesitate. Can I have a fork? Let me grab one.
It's pretty good.
Yes. Guys. The sun-dried tomato, this is great. Okay, guys.
Quite simple, but delicious.
Yes. I want to try the meat.
This is good.
As you can see, the Cornish hen is very juicy and tender. We didn't add any water. And awesome.
So good. Delicious. You guys need to try this recipe. It is so worth it.
Yes. And very healthy.
So simple, but very healthy. You will not regret it.
Okay. And we are going to see you in our next video. And don't forget to subscribe one more time. Bye.